Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Declasse Vamos in GTA Online. This thing is available in the LS car meet for the remainder of this update week, and I haven't customized this thing since 2022, so it's been a very long time. And I do recall driving the Vamos, I was pretty unimpressed with it because it has some issues, but there's some things that I've learned about the game over the last few years to try to maybe improve the overall abilities of this car, so I'm interested to try and see if we can make this thing any better in this video. So anyways, we're going to customize it. We're going to start off with the armor. We're going all the way up on that, the brakes as well. Let's go ahead and get the engine upgrade out of the way. We'll do the turbo, and we will also do the transmission as well. Then we're going to go into the bumper category here and see what we can do. So right off the bat, I'm kind of liking the look of the chin spoiler a little bit more so than the other bumper here that we have, like the custom chin spoiler, I guess they're literally called the same thing. What? I'm confused. Okay, it's the angle that I'm actually, you know what? Oh shoot, but I do like this little gap in the bumper right here better on this one, but I actually like the shape of this one better, to be honest. So maybe we should go with the custom chin spoiler 2, I guess, because there's 2 of them. For the rear bumper, I'm gonna go ahead and do the painted rear bumper. I don't know what the difference is there. I guess I would assume it's secondary, but we'll go ahead and do that. For the engine, we already have it, of course. Okay, for the exhaust, next up. I kind of like the straight pipe exhaust in the middle of the car. Kind of like that a little bit better. I don't know though, at the same time. I don't know, the race exhaust is kind of cool. I think I'm going to go for the straight pipe exhaust. I kind of like the look of that, so we'll do that. For the fenders, we're going to go ahead. Ooh, you can do the trim delete on this car. That is pretty clean, but at the same time, I do kind of like the look of it. Not gonna lie. It is clean though. I don't know. It kind of removes the skirt too though a little bit. I'm not really a big fan of that. Oh, we can also go for the arch extensions, which looks pretty horrible because the wheels obviously are so far under the fenders. So I think I'm honestly gonna leave the trim. I kind of like the trim a lot. For the grills though, we can go for the black open grill. We can go for the billet grill, the mesh grill, the exposed intercooler, exposed turbo grill, or the exposed twin turbo grill. That is pretty cool. I think I like the mesh grill, so I'm gonna go for that one. For the hoods, we got a bunch of different options here. I don't mind the performance hood right off the bat with just the little hood catches there. We also have some cowl induction hoods. We got a big bug intake, a bug catcher. I don't know what I'm saying right now. We get the low intake bug catchers as well. These are pretty cool, but honestly, I might just go for the cowl induction hood, or honestly just the performance hood. I kind of like the look of the performance hood. Something about that's like kind of calling me. I feel like it's pretty cool looking, so I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna xenon the lights on this thing just because they're already like fairly blue to begin with, or at least they're fairly white, so let's just do the xenons on them. And then for the neon kit, this is something I didn't know the last time I customized the Vamos, but this will actually lower the center of gravity of the vehicle and make it handle a little bit better. So we're gonna put that on. I'm just gonna leave it white so it's kind of unnoticeable, but yeah, we're gonna put that on. Now we also have some livery options here, but I'm gonna quickly, before I look at them, I'm gonna just quickly change the color to silver so that we can see the white and black options just a little bit better. So we got the white double stripes on here, not bad looking. Got the black double stripes, we got the white side stripes as well. Kind of like the look of that. We also have the black side stripes, which is pretty clean too. Kind of like that. Classic flames. We got the found in a field, the rusted stripes, the monkey fodder, the drag hag. Kind of cool looking. We got the Raceway Queen. That's a pretty sweet looking livery, actually. I kind of like that. We got the Short Track Racer. The Sure It's Safe. That's pretty weak, not gonna lie, but it's okay, I guess. I think if I'm going for one, I'm gonna go for the white side stripes. I really like the look of this livery. I think that is really clean looking, so we'll do that. We'll go yellow and black for the plate. For the respray, oof, I'm almost thinking about like a dark blue. I don't know. A dark blue with this could, oh, it kind of looks deadly. Galaxy blue with that, kind of digging it. Then what if we go black for the secondary color? What if we do that? And then what if we, hang on, what if we remove the pearlescent off of the galaxy blue? Oh, that looks pretty wicked, actually. I'm a big fan of that. That looks nice. Okay, happy with that. Now we got the roll cage we can do here. We also have the stunt cage that we can put in. It removes the passenger seat. Oh no, it's still there. It just doesn't have a backrest on it. That's crazy. No roll cage today. I'm just not a big fan of it. We can put the vinyl roof on if we wanted to. Not a big fan of that either, so I'm going to leave that alone. We will be putting a spoiler option on the car today because I definitely want to try to make this thing as good as possible, and that is going to require a spoiler. So we got the low level spoiler, we got the lip spoiler, but that kind of interrupts the livery, so I'm not really a big fan of that. We got the ducktail spoiler, we got the stock car wing, the drag wing, we got the extended drag wing, that's crazy looking. We also have that in carbon for some reason, and we have the drift wing as well. I think I'm just gonna go for the low level spoiler, to be honest. I kind of like the look of it. It doesn't interrupt anything. It's kind of clean, so we'll do that. For the suspension on this thing, I think I am going to lower it. I just don't know how far. I'm thinking maybe street suspension, just because I don't want to go too low on it. I feel like that's a good like kind of balance there. The stock wheels on this thing came in black because I bought it through the car meet and they were black in there, so I might honestly leave that alone, but I will put bulletproof tires on it for sure. And I'm also going to tint the windows just to light smoke today, I think. And I think we're pretty much done, man. I think this thing's actually looking pretty clean. We've got to see it in the sunlight here. Of course, we're going to do a sound test as well as a full review on the vehicle as well. Let you guys know what I think, whether or not I think it's worth buying. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this thing right now. Doesn't really sound that good, especially for a muscle car. I feel like it's actually kind of weak. It's definitely got a bit of a lower tone to it, but nothing like too special overall, I would kind of say. It's not the greatest Santa car ever. With that being said, I'm impressed with it so far. I mean, we've only been around like 2 corners, so I'm sure we're going to have a lot of time to be disappointed with the Vamos, but so far so good. Now, this thing has advanced handling flags on it, which if you don't know what that means, basically it has complications with the handling. And things that will affect it a lot, like bumps, for example. You may have noticed that while I've been driving this thing, going over bumps, it does tend to want to tip over and just like lose control completely. That's the Vamos. That's just what this car is like for some reason, and it's because of these advanced flags. I just don't know why Rockstar put them on the car, and they've done this on a bunch of other cars as well. So it's something to watch out for before you purchase a car. You should always watch like maybe a review or something like that on cars, because the Vamos seemingly is like a great car, and then you drive it and it's kind of all over the place. And I'm kind of sad to say that even despite the neon kit, which lowers the center of gravity, and the spoiler option that we've got on the car, it's still not really dialed in, that's for sure. The best way I can describe the Vamos' handling is like the front end is floating around up in the air, or like it has a really loose front end. If you've ever been in like an old pickup truck or like an old car and the steering just feels really sloppy, that's what the Vamos feels like. And you might be thinking, well, it's an old muscle car, it probably is intentional, and I don't think so, because there's a lot of old muscle cars in GTA that handle perfectly fine, and this is definitely not one of them. I will say, around corners and things like that, it is really unlikely to lose traction, but the trade-off for that is that it is very likely to lose control going straight, oddly enough, for a muscle car. It doesn't really make sense, but like, I don't know if you guys can see the car kind of like floating around here. Like, these are very minor adjustments that I'm doing for the steering, and the vehicle is just going everywhere. And if I was driving a normal muscle car like an ASP, a Dominator GTT, a Vapid Dominator, like the original Vapid Dominator, you would not be seeing nearly this much movement when I'm going side to side here. So that's something to really watch out for with the Vamos, and something that is super annoying about this car, honestly, and truly is the only reason I don't recommend buying the vehicle. Now, the day that this is coming out, and for the rest of this week, this thing is on sale. So if you want it, it's only going to cost you like $420,000 around there, which is not an overly terrible price for what you're getting. At the end of the day, it is a pretty fast car in a straight line. It's got somewhat decent handling in the corners, oddly enough. But the straightaway performance is kind of very strange on the Vamos, and like wanting to flip up into the air is also really annoying and quite commonplace with this car. So it's not like this car doesn't have issues. So that is something you're going to want to be aware of before you buy a Vamos. And that's kind of why I felt compelled to make this video this week, because I thought it was kind of an important thing to just touch on in case any of you guys were thinking about buying a Vamos from the LS car meet. So yeah, it's a good car, sort of, unless you're going straight. And if you're going straight, you just really got to be aware of it. Now, I do play on keyboard and mouse, so I do think that on controller it probably would be quite a lot easier to manage because the inputs can be like slightly less. So if you're on controller, this thing will probably be a lot better than it is for me on PC. But at the end of the day, it's definitely going to have some overlap because it is GTA 5 at the end of the day, no matter what you're playing it on. So that is just something to keep in mind. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the Declasse Vamos, guys. It's a solid car. It's kind of fun to customize, and it's kind of fun to drive, mostly because it keeps you engaged by making sure you don't go flying off the road while driving straight. But yeah, it is what it is. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't, of course, and consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.